This is the land of the Rajgons. Their ancestors have been watching over this land for more than 2,000 years now. They strongly believe that the gods have given them this duty. Along with the cattle, they all live together as one big family. Their ceremonies and rituals have long played a vital and essential role in their culture. Their beliefs and practices form an integral and seamless part of their very being. They also embraced ceremonies and rituals that provided power to conquer the difficulties of life, as well as events and milestones. One such important event is the Nagoba Jatara, the annual religious fair by the Mesram clan, Rajgond and Pardhan Adivasis of the Gond tribe. It is the second biggest tribal carnival in the state of Telangana. The serpent god Nagoba, which forms the main essence of this jatra, is also known as Raitad or Sheshnag. He was the emperor of the Serpent Kingdom. Centuries ago, the promise made to him is sacredly followed by the Rajgons till date. Until the advent of the 1970s, the Gonds used to worship only an anthill under a tree, which stood where the present Nagoba temple stands. The festival starts on a crescent moon day in the Pushya Masam, corresponding to the English month of December to January. These months are considered to be most auspicious months for the Gond tribe. Preparations start at least 1 month earlier from the main ritual day. Mesaram clan members from the respective villages arrive at the old Nagoba temple to sight the crescent moon. The Adivasis call it Chandra Darshanam. This heralds the starting of the preparations for the Nagoba Jatara. All the important members of the Rajgond clan meet at their head Venkatrao Patel's house. The congregation decides the dates on which the key ceremonies and programs would be held during the next 30 days. On the second day of the crescent moon, Mesram Hanmant Rao, the Rajgond priest, or Katoda, and Mesram Tukaroji, the Patadi Pardhan elder, offer tobacco in the general direction of the Nagoba temple. Tobacco has been an inseparable part of their customs and traditions. They then set out on a bullock cart journey from Keslapur village to invite families of the Mesram clan from 7 villages who are involved in organizing the fair. These villages are usually located within a radius of 10 to 15 kilometers from the Nagoba temple. The 2-member team then visits Gugila Swami, the potter from city Gonda. Swami's family has been making the sacred pots for the Mesram Raj Gonds for centuries now. They order about 130 earthenware pots for the main ritual. All the members of the clan meet once again at the holy place where the sacred jari and other important musical instruments are kept. They plan their onward journey to get the holy water for the main rituals. Some money from the villagers are also being collected for their journey. In the still chilly wintry days, they walk barefoot, dressed in pure white clothes and white turbans, striking 120 to 200 kilometers in 7 to 10 days. White is the dominant sacred color and is the dress code for every Gond festival and ritual. A grueling journey across a testing but sacred terrain. Despite the presence of a network of roads, they prefer to retrace ancient jungle routes. They are accustomed to walking single file as the only paths connecting their habitations are narrow. A reenactment of the journey made by none other than their progenitor. Over 100 devotees who begin their journey on foot to the Godavari from Keslapur reach the banks of the Godavari at Hastinamadugu, in the Inderavelly Mandal of the Mancherial district. When they reach the river early in the morning, they take a holy dip before pooling in food grains and having a community lunch. The sacred brass water container jari, a small long-necked spherical brass vessel embossed with the tribal serpent gods' motifs, which is said to be about 1,400 years old, will be filled with the holy water from the river Godavari, with no air bubbles getting into the jari. It remains under custody of the priests of the Nagoba temple until required for fetching water from Godavari the following year. The barefooted Mesram clan devotees begin their long return journey from Godavari, carrying the sacred water to be used to purify the Nagoba temple. When they reach Inderavelly Mandal, which is the last leg of their journey, they rest that night there. There is another legend to this stop over here at Inderavelly Indrama Temple. Story says that, before she turned into a rock, she demanded that no ritual will start without her blessing. People of this clan have to first stop over here at this temple, finish their rituals, and only then proceed for any further rituals. After performing the deity's ritual, they then proceed to Keslapur on their bullock carts. Ladies carry baskets on their heads, which has all the important ingredients used for preparing sacred food offerings. With a musical reception, few walk barefoot towards the temple. Others come on their bullock carts. It is a must for the Rajgon clan, no matter how far they stay, they have to come in a bullock cart to the Nagoba temple. It is believed that Nagoba himself had ordered them to do so. Every caravan comprises, on average, 10 bullock carts which carry rations and fodder required for the journey for the families going on the pilgrimage. It is also customary for the Rajgons to stay on the same side of the bullock cart track, whether right or left, over the course of their journey. In fact, they avoid entering villages, dwelling on the other side of the road. If they begin on the right, they will not cross over to the left all the way until the trip is completed, and even decline invitations from villages situated on the opposite side of the road. Not many prefer a ride on the bullock carts forming part of the caravan. The carts are used mainly to carry food, fodder, and children. They are very astute in calculating the quantum of fodder they require for the bullocks, as well as the quantum of food grains required to last them for the duration. And when they make brief stops or rest for the night, other villagers organize food for them outside their habitation. As the jatras are organized on the designated date and time, Gonds, even from distant places, arrive at the venue at the appointed time. The routes they take to reach the jatras are the same on which their forefathers had traveled. Every family parks the bullock carts at the same place that are earmarked for them for the purpose. Once they arrive at the sacred banyan tree outside Keslapur in the night, it's the turn of the Patels, or headmen, who represent the mythical king Padior, who holds the position by virtue of heredity, arrives under the same tree the following day. The arrival of the Patels is a visually rich event despite the darkness. The families of the four Patels are ceremoniously brought under the tree by the part-1 musicians, who lead them in a procession from Keslapur village to the banyan tree. Before setting foot on the place, the Patels light the sacred torches for the torchbearers to guide the procession. The torches will be lit for the 5-day duration of the jatra. The music from the traditional kalikom and pepri wind instruments and the dole percussion instruments adds to the beauty created by the fluttering flame from the 3 torches. All the new brides who need to undergo the bheting, a ceremonial ritual, arrive on foot carrying a basket of sacred food offerings on their heads and follow the family carts.